Our last speaker is Suzanne Abello Oke. She's the project manager, administrator, and community leader for the Uganda Love Binti International organization. Since 2019, she has led groundbreaking initiatives focused on menstrual health, education, and economic empowerment of women. She has been instrumental in creating 4 workshops that teach tailoring, sewing, business, and health education skills to more than 1,400 women. She has also run a menstrual health project, providing guidance to over 160,000 adolescent girls, helping them stay in school, helping them maintain their dignity. Love Binti International won the SDG Program of the Year award at ADEX's 2024 conference in Geneva for their successful menstrual hygiene training program. Today, Suzanne will present her projects that have helped ease the daily life of women and maintain consistent education of girls in her community. Please welcome Suzanne Oke.
Thank you so much. A very good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone, wherever you are. It is a great privilege and an honor to have a talk and share our experiences as Love Binti with the whole world. And hopefully we shall all be inspired in this quest of us trying to create a better world for women and girls in this world. As mentioned, I am Susan from Love Binti International, and I'm going to talk about transformative leadership and meaningful practices. Next slide, please. Most of the time when we talk about activities or works that organizations are doing in communities, we usually forget about the issue of transformation, how transformative it is, and then we also forget about the practices that are involved. Are they being meaningful or they are a waste of time? And this is very important and imperative for us to note. So next slide, please. So we need to understand exactly what transformative leadership is and how it goes ahead to challenge the recent or the past activities or leaderships that have been on board. And as Love Binti International, when we started working in Uganda, we look at ensuring that we understand the existing norms, and then we look towards ensuring and fostering inclusivity when we are doing our projects. And for us, we believe this drives sustainable change in the communities that we are working in. I can go to the next one, please. Now, I want to talk about the actual work that we do. When we go to communities, or when we entered communities, in Uganda, for example, there is a common feel or a common way of doing things that when you are training women or when you are empowering women, they should have an average skill. For example, a girl who has not gone to school at all cannot graduate in anything. And as Love Binti International, when we looked at the power of a graduation gown, we realized that it has so much power, authority, and honor in it. And we needed to have it shared with our girls. The girl in question is called Daphne, a school dropout, a single mother. But when we enrolled her for our empowerment training at the training center where we teach girls how to sew, it did a lot in her. She was like, I cannot believe I am the one wearing this. So like there was a change, there was a transformation. Today, Daphne is not just a Love Binti graduate per se, but she is a woman who is out there empowering other girls. She has her story. She has made her own kind of world where she is empowering girls and children in making reusable sanitary pads, for example. And she is using the same skill that we trained her to empower others. And she is also using it to make money. Next slide, please. So when we hold graduations, for us at Love Binti, it is not just a graduation per se. No, it has much more than that. We have empowered over 160,000 women and girls in menstrual health, better menstrual health practices. And we've gone to thousands and thousands of communities where we have met people with very untold stories of how they have given up had given up in school because they did not have access to sanitary pads, for example, or to sanitary care. And because of other myths and taboos that have been associated and attached to menstruation and to women and girls who, for example, do not know English and something like that, all these things put together had brought the girls down. But every time we go to communities, we are glad that we are doing something imperative in transforming and empowering the girl child. Next slide, please. We do not only go to look for the less privileged or underprivileged women. The pic that you'll see there is a picture that we had conversations with one of the honorable members of parliament of Uganda. And for us, this is one way of us conducting meaningful practices. When we identify people in leadership, we bring them on board and we discuss ways on how we can improve the lives of the girls in their communities. That discussion was a very imperative and fruitful one, where we made plans on how to help women and girls in PG community. And hopefully, as time goes on, this too will be very fruitful, and more girls will be brought on board, and more girls will be empowered with the different skills and practices that we teach them to do. Next slide, please. The pic you see over there is a picture of a bio-toilet. This is not a very common thing in Uganda. We realized as Love Binti International that when we go out to schools or when we go out to communities, no one even knows what a bio-toilet is. And yet the problem of sanitation is a very huge one. Now, we cannot talk about menstruation without toilets. We cannot talk about menstruation without proper sanitation. These two go hand in hand. So when we go to a school or a community and we realize that they have a sanitation problem or they have a toilet problem, as we bring them water, as we teach them how to make their reusable sanitary pads, as we give them skill on sewing, we also bring on board these facilities, because we know that with these facilities, the girls will feel more comfortable when experiencing their menstruation. They have a safe toilet, they have access to clean water, and they have a safe space where they can change. It is noted that in most cases, girls will miss out on school because they're like, where will I change from? When my periods, when I need to change my pad, how will I do it? Where will I have water from? But Love Binti comes up with this whole all-round approach of ensuring that a school has a safe space where the girl can change her pad, the school has water, and of course the girl has the skill on how to make her own sanitary pad. So she is not left without anything. And making this wholesome like this empowers our girls because they know I can do A, B, C, D, and I am safe. We do not only give one. And this is something that NGOs need to work on towards ensuring that they provide sustainable solutions. For example, offering a toilet without offering water is like you're giving half-baked cake, but ensuring that the place has water, the girl is skilled and has a free or a safe space where they can change and enjoy, let me use that word, their menstruation in peace would also be good. Next slide, please. Here we are looking at access to clean water. If you go to a rural community in Uganda very early in the morning, in most cases, you will find a group of girls holding jerry cans with water and going to school. And you'll ask yourself, why would girls hold jerry cans and water and on their heads and going to school? In the evenings, you'll find the same scenario. A group of girls with jerry cans of water on their head going back home. Then you'll ask yourself, in the morning, I see them going to school with water. And in the evenings, I see them going back home again with water. How is this connected? Now, this is the connection. Schools will always demand for water from their students because this is the water that the schools need to be able to provide maybe lunch or to clean the classroom facilities for the children. So for that to be done adequately, the girls have to make sure they fetch water and they take it to school. If your class teacher does not receive a jerry can of water from you on the day you're supposed to provide water, then you will not have access to class. Now, that is how terrible it can be in some communities, in some schools, in our communities here in Uganda. And this is not very user-friendly, or it is not friendly for the girls. And likewise, when they are going back home, their parents tell them, do not come back home without water, because the homes also need water. So the girl has to, from school, she has to look for the borehole, closest borehole, which is usually 5 or 10 kilometers away, fetch water, and then have to take that also back home. And this is the way it is all throughout their school life. And this is very challenging. Now, as Love Binti, we come in to challenge this status quo. That is why we look for communities that are water scarce. And we try to do an assessment, how far or how close is the closest water source to these communities. We look out for schools that have this challenge that I have just spoken about, and then we drill boreholes for them. When we drill boreholes for them, we know that we are giving a wholesome solution. The girl child is not going to miss school because they've not taken water. The girl child is not going to miss food at school because they did not take water to school, and neither will the girl child miss food at home. Because even at home, when you do not take the water that you're supposed to fetch on a daily basis, you will either miss food or you will get a punishment. So as Love Binti, we come up with all these ways to ensure that the girl child or the woman lives a better life. In Africa, specifically in Uganda, water fetching is a woman's role. It is a girl's role. So it is up to you to ensure that you have at least 40 or 30 liters of water in your house every day, and of which you have to walk a distance not less than 5 kilometers on a daily basis. And this has been very, very, very challenging. And as NGOs, when we come up with solutions, we need to look at how favorable are these solutions, how sustainable are they, and how meaningful are the practices that we are bringing on board. Now, the last slide. What is our call to action? We call upon policymakers to implement gender-sensitive policies and increase women's participation in governance. This can be very helpful and very imperative in making sure that the girls, the women and girls lead a better lives, a more sustainable life. We also call upon organizations to provide resources and mentorship and trainings for women and girls. We realize that in most cases, organizations kind of, according to my personal experience, organizations kind of leave out the grassroots woman. And yet, right now, we need to put focus and emphasis on the grassroots woman. And as Love Binti, I really commend us for the work that we are doing. We are not just looking out for the woman up there to empower her more, but we are looking for the grassroots woman, the one who is unskilled, the one who is uneducated, the one who does not know or speak English, the one who the community thinks is useless. That is the one we look out for. We empower them, we change them, we transform them, and then we release them out to go to the world and shine. And this has been working for us. Most organizations will usually hold conferences and seminars in hotels, in highly well-off places. But what do we do as Love Binti? Our stories always begin under the tree. It's always under a mango tree. It's always under a guava tree. That is where we collect those women and we put them together and we speak to them and we teach them and we empower them and we guide them and we speak positively into their lives and encourage them to shine out. And usually this has broken through because we see change and light in these women. Having said all that, I just want to encourage each and everyone out there. We all have a role to play in ensuring that the women and girls in our circles lead a better life. There is nothing too small, there is nothing too minute, and there is no one who is too small or too minute or too ignorant to be empowered. Everyone can do something. And when you go out to do something, seek out for how you can help transform this person to be better in their next future life. Thank you so much.